Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome again to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. I say again, welcome to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. And what is my thought for this episode? Well, I was thinking about the upcoming election and just the different moves that have been made by the Democrat side of the House, and with Joe Biden, President Biden, dropping out, I believe for health issues, and now supposedly Kamala Harris is supposed to be the endorsed nominee, for the Democratic Party to run for president. And for any of you that may not know, Kamala Harris is the vice president of the United States, President Biden's running mate, and she's set to go against former President Donald Trump in this 2024 election. And it's kind of messy, at about this time, by President Biden dropping out, and then you only have several months left before the election in November, So, in my personal opinion, they have very little time really to prepare. But nevertheless, they've chosen to throw their hat in the ring. So, they are now in it. But if I was going to call this episode something, this episode on my podcast, I would call it "You Must Qualify." You must qualify. And in anything or any office, anything worthwhile, if you're going to go to the top with it, you have to prove yourself. You have to qualify. Running for president, it requires a lot, because when you become president of the United States, you're not the president just for one group of people. You're the president for all. And when I talk about you must qualify, well, if you're a presidential candidate, okay, and I am a voter, and there's millions of other voters in the United States, my vote has currency. Now, obviously, some people's votes count more than others, and obviously, we know at the end of the day, it's the electoral votes that decide who's going to become president. But anyway, if my vote has currency, basically, you are asking me to pledge my support in a ballot box, so that you can take hold of the highest office. Okay? And so, in order for a candidate to ask that of the people, or, others to vote for them, or to give up their currency, then that means that you need to prove to the voters, to the public, to the American public, you need to show exactly why you should be president of the United States. Why? Why should I vote for you? In any other business or function, or any other profession, in order to be the top, they have standards. If it's in athletics, you have a qualifying standard, a minimum standard, you have a maximum standard, that you must meet in order to be part of that group. And if you don't meet the minimum standard, then basically you are left out of that group, or you are left out of that profession. In the military has standards. It has minimum standards and it has maximum standards. And for those that don't meet the minimum standards, then they don't qualify to become a part of the military. And even once you get into the military, there's different levels of positioning and authority. On the enlisted side, I'm gonna just go in grades. On the enlisted side, the highest grade you can hold is an E9. You know, Air Force, that's Chief Master Sergeant. The Army, that's going to be what is it? I can't think of it. Is it Master? I know the Marine Corps is Master Gunnery Sergeant. With I believe the Navy and the Coast Guard, it would be like Master Chief Petty Officer. And in the Army, it would be Sergeant Major. So I'm just giving you some examples so you can understand. Now, everybody cannot hold those positions. Only about 1% are going to make it to E9. And then on the officer side, the highest level you can go to is going to be a 4-star general or a 5-star during the time of war. Everybody can't hold that position. Maybe 1% of the officer corps can make that. But that's how small the number is. So you have to meet certain metrics and qualifying standards in order to make that type of rank or hold those positions. And that's just I'm just dealing with the military. But think about the president of the United States. You have to qualify. And I am of the opinion that Kamala Harris doesn't have, honestly, she doesn't really have much of a track record, if any. I mean, you don't know what has she done since she's been vice president. And as a voter, it is not incumbent upon me to go and find out, what she did as an attorney or, what she did, before she became vice president. It is on her to prove to the American public and to the voters, why she qualifies. What has she done? Where's she been? We don't have, she's basically been missing in action. Now, I'm not here to persuade anybody to vote, for either candidate. Donald Trump, I may not agree with everything that he says or that he's done, but at least with him, exactly what you're getting. And I'm gonna have to be honest. Sometimes he may say some things that was off the wall or may seem like he a little bit crazy, but for the most part, Trump seems to have some type of principle, and he tends to stand 10 toes down on what it is that he believes. And from what I've seen, most of the time, if he says he's going to do something, most of the time he does it. He goes 10 toes down on it. It may not always be right or the best, but for the most part, he's a man of his word, and he stands on his square. Whereas Kamala Harris, I'm going to have to be honest. I don't know if she thought that she was ever going to get a shot, to become president of the United States. And it does not look like she's prepared. My personal opinion, just looking at her and sizing her up, honestly, I do not think that she belongs in politics. I don't think that she has whatever the right makeup or the gifts and talents for this. The Bible talks about abiding in a calling where you're called, and it's just plain and simply put. Everybody that's a Christian is not called to preach. Some people cannot preach. They're not called to preach. They can't preach a lick, and that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's good at something, or you try to put somebody that doesn't have, everybody can't be a doctor. There are qualifying standards to becoming a doctor. There's certain boards that you have to pass, and specific type of schooling that you must go through. And obviously, I'm quite sure she knows this because she's a lawyer. Her track record, has a lot. I don't really know too much about her, but there is some negative publicity about her. The record I hear is not too good, as far as what she's done, especially to certain individuals in the black community, and in particular black men. And she's also done some unfair things to black women. And, certain things where she went to jail, mothers whose kids, I guess, were truant from school, and make the fines unreasonably high. Different things. I mean, there's also, which this, it makes her look bad, you hide, information that could free a prisoner, off of death row when they're proven innocent. And the courts had to force her to give up that information in order for that person to get off of death row. Putting a lot of black men in jail for marijuana charges, and she herself, at times, has smoked marijuana or smoked weed. Double standard. But that's just a few of the things. But the track record ain't looking too good. And then when you go to see what she's done at the vice president level, honestly, she really hasn't done anything. And in my opinion, I don't think that she's really fit for politics, period. What I'm saying? But as a presidential candidate, I just can't see it. I don't see it. I really don't see it, and I don't think that she has qualified. And every presidential candidate, they must give you the what, the where, the when, the how, and the why. So basically, if you want my vote, and my vote is currency to a presidential candidate, then you need to tell me, lay your cards on the table. I made a video about laying your cards on the table. Tell me what you're going to do. Tell me what you are going to do. Tell me how you're going to do it. Tell me when you're going to do it. Tell me why, you're going to do it. Tell me what, where, when, and how, and where you're going to do it. How you're going to bring these policies to pass. What are the pros and cons? Lay it out there, so that way American voters can make a fair assessment. The Oval Office in the United States, the world is watching this because, you have to deal with other leaders from other nations. You got, foreign policy, domestic policy, and I just, I don't foresee Kamala Harris, honestly, really knowing enough in these areas. Now, granted, no presidential candidate is going to know everything, but I don't even believe that she has the basics or the base. That's just my personal observation, from what I've seen. It seems like she was, in a way, used as a puppet or a token to try to reel African or Americans in to help get the black vote to push Biden into the White House. And then they just kind of like pushed her off into a corner and be like, hey, just, go whatever. Go play and stay out of sight, out of mind, and get your paycheck. Get your Secret Service, and when you get out of here in 4 years, or if Biden probably assumed that he would be able to run again. If you ride this out for 8 years, you get your money up, you leave wealthier than what you came in, but just stay out of sight, out of mind. We'll call you if we need you, and that's honestly what I do see. I'm talking about for the level that she's seeking to go. I just don't. I don't see the. I don't see the qualifications. I just don't. I don't see it. Saying Trump, he's proven, and even he shocked everybody. When he won. But he's proven, and with him, what you are getting. But Kamala Harris is not really laying anything on the table, and I believe that they're trying to push it. As identity get her to run on identity politics, and mainly focusing like on the black vote. And so, well, my question is black and Indians. So, okay, all right. So if you're focusing on the blacks and Indian vote, then what about the other groups of people? What is it that you're going to offer them should you get elected as president of the United States? What will you do for them? And I don't hear her saying nothing. And she's got a short window, to tell the American public the what, the where, the when, the why, and the how. And in my opinion, I believe, for me, that's what it would take. I need lay your cards on the table. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? Why are you going to do it? Where are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? If you want my vote, give me a reason to vote for you. But her track record, it ain't too good, with men, and it definitely ain't too good with black men. Now, there may be some, black men and women that may be listening to this episode, and you may or may not agree. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I just don't see it, and I kind of see her maybe coming with a leftist agenda, and just basically trying to get into the White House, saying running on basically nothing, or that she's a female, and supposedly she's black. Supposedly she's black, even though she didn't claim that several years ago. She didn't claim that several years ago. But now, pledging her being a AKA Sorara, it does not do anything for me. What sorority you pledged to years ago in college, that's not going to do anything for me. So what does that mean? There's a whole bunch of people that pledge to sororities and different societies, but that doesn't help me out. So that doesn't mean a hill of beans, and I am going to say this, it is due time that African Americans, wake up, and stop rolling with this identity politics. It's about a qualified candidate, not the color of their skin, not their sex. It's about a quality candidate. And if that candidate, cannot produce the goods, then why bother, electing them? But hey, those that choose to support her, hey, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's why we have voting rights. We have a right to pick and choose whom we want, to serve us. But I just don't see it, and I really hope that those that are going to support Kamala Harris, that, hey, for the black men that choose that don't want to support Kamala Harris, hey, leave us alone. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a right to tell us, who to vote for, and them days are over with, with black women bullying black men, into voting, just because we have the same skin color and we're African American doesn't mean that we're all the same. We're individuals. We don't think alike. You know what I'm saying? We have our own opinions. We come from different backgrounds, different classes, different socioeconomic classes. So, and even those of us that do come from the same class, we're still individuals, so it's time out for that, but I mean, hey, you must qualify, anything worthwhile, you must qualify for it, because other than that, if it weren't worth qualifying for, then basically anybody could do it. And either you have the goods or you don't. And you cannot lay cards on the table when you don't have the substance in you to begin with. And I have to say that, you can't offer something that you don't have. And that's just, that's my take on it. But I'm going to get off my soapbox on this one, but something to think about. Anything worthwhile, you must qualify. And that goes for every one of us. And it's no different, for Donald Trump, and definitely no different for Kamala Harris. You got to earn your way. You got to earn your keep, and she has not cut her teeth, in this business. Else, if she did, you best believe she would lay her cards on the table. Anyway, that's all I have on this one, guys. And I thank you guys for listening. Thank you to all my subscribers and listeners. And the name of this podcast is Snack Thoughts, SNAKZTHOUGHTS. Snack Thoughts. And you can find this podcast on Spreaker, Acast, Spotify, SoundCloud, Radio PBM, iHeart Radio, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and a host of other social media outlets. And I also have a YouTube channel, Eric Broadus YouTube. That's EricBroadus. or Eric Broadus YouTube. And on my channel on YouTube, I do everything from military content, philosophical, and a host of other topics. So please go over to my YouTube channel also and subscribe to Eric Broadus YouTube. Smash that bell to become a subscriber and leave a like, and a comment, to like the video. If you don't, leave a comment and unlike it. Either way, it's interaction, and everyone has a right to be heard and is entitled to their opinion. And also on Snacks Thoughts, if you choose, leave a comment and join Snacks Thoughts. But either way, share Snacks Thoughts and share Eric Broadus YouTube. Push them out and share them with friends, family, enemies, frenemies, cats, dogs, bats, goats. Push it out and share it, guys. But that's all I have on this one. And again, like I said, you must qualify. Peace out, guys. Catch you on the next one later.